Welcome all. In this session, we are going to discuss about classification of signals based on the characteristics of time and values they take. We have already discussed the classification of signals based on dimensions as one-dimensional, two-dimensional and three-dimensional signals. Here we are going to discuss another classification of signals that is based on the characteristics of time and the values they take. You see, first of all, we are going to classify the signals as continuous time signals and discrete time signals. Continuous time signals are also called analog signals. You know, a signal which take on values for every value of time we call as continuous time signal. That is, at all times this signal has value. That value ranges from minus infinity to plus infinity. It can take infinite values also, but at all times the signal has some value. Then we call the signal as continuous time signal or analog signal. A continuous time signal is defined on a continuum of times, but is not necessarily continuous at every point of time. It means it can take the value infinity also. So when the signal takes a value infinity at a particular time, it becomes discontinuous at that point. That is, a continuous time signal is a signal which takes on values for every value of time, but it may not be continuous. Also, it can take any value between negative infinity to positive infinity. We just look some example. This is a sinusoidal signal. It's a continuous time sinusoidal signal, and we can see that at all times on x-axis is time, and on y-axis there is displacement or amplitude. So at all times, the dependent variable has a value. It's a continuous time signal, and you can see the second one. This is also a continuous time signal. At all times, the signal also has some value. You can see the dependent variable x of t. The independent variable is time. At all times, it has value minus tau by 2 to tau by 2. It has a value some a, and tau by 2 to tau it has some value 0. Even though the value is 0, this signal has a value at all times. Now we can also say that it's a continuous time signal. And another example, this is a speech signal. The speech signal is also a continuous time signal, and all signals in human body like ECG, EEG, all signals are continuous time signals. That is, most of the signals coming out of a physical device are continuous time signals or analog signals. And you can see this another signal. This is a noise signal. This noise signal is also an analog signal or continuous time signal. And we are familiar with these kind of signals, and in almost all cases the signals from physical devices or the signal from human bodies will be continuous time signals. Now let us look what is a discrete time signal. Discrete time signal is defined only at certain specific values of time. At all times it don't have a value. It has value only at the certain specific values of time. This time instance need not be equidistant, but usually we will take the time instant at equally spaced intervals. Uh, you may remember that this time instance need not be equidistant, but in almost all the cases we will use equidistant intervals for discrete time signals. Now normally an analog signal we will represent by x of t. X is a dependent variable, is a function of time, and here in the case of discrete time signals we will denote it as x of n. Normally we can mathematically represent it by a sequence of real or complex numbers. So normally it is denoted by x of n. That is, a discrete time signal is denoted by x of n, whereas an analog signal or continuous time signal is denoted by x of t. Let us look how a discrete time signal arises. A discrete time signal may arise in two ways. One is by selecting the values of analog signals at discrete time instance. This selection we call as sampling. If we select the values of analog signals at discrete time instance, we call this process as sampling. In the next sessions, we will discuss this process, that is sampling, in detail. Now I'm not going in detail into that. And you just remember, the first thing is by selecting the values of analog signals at discrete time instance. And second one is by accumulating a variable over a period of time. So there are two ways in which a discrete time signal may arise. One is by selecting the values of analog signals at discrete time instance. This selection of values at discrete time instance is called sampling. And second is by accumulating a variable over a period of time. Let us look how discrete time signals arise from sampling. You can see the sampling process. We have an analog signal, that is x of t, and we know that the most of the signals coming out of physical devices are analog signals or continuous time signals. From continuous time signals, we can sample or we can take values at equal intervals. That is, x of n t is x of n. X of n is the discrete time signal, that is equal to x of n t, and can take values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. It can also take negative values also. X of n t, then it will be x of t, x of 2t, x of 3t, x of 4t, etc. We call this t as the time period. And you can see in figure, there is a discrete time signal. This is a discrete time signal that is mathematically represented by x of n equal to 0 point raised to n for n greater than 0 and equal to 0 for n less than 0. That signal is taken as 0 for n less than 0. You can see the values at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. As n increases, it keep on decreases. Actually, this is a signal obtained by sampling an analog signal x of t equal to 0.8 raised to t. The values of t is taken as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Now this is a way by sampling an analog signal or by sampling a continuous time signal, we can obtain a discrete time signal. This is one example. And you can see another one. This is also a discrete time signal. This is obtained by sampling a sinusoidal signal, and x of n is the discrete time signal here. It is obtained from the sampling of the sinusoidal signal x of t equal to a cos omega t plus theta, and it can be represented by x of n equal to a cos omega n plus theta, and can take values 1, 2, 3, etc. Depends on the values of omega. We get different types of discrete time signals from a sinusoidal signal, and you think that we can construct different types of discrete time signals from a single analog signal by changing the sampling frequency, by changing the time period. And this is another example. This is also a discrete time signal obtained by sampling. You look the second case, discrete time signals by accumulation of variables. You see the value of gold rate every day. If we record the gold rate every day for 1 year, you will get a signal. It will be discrete. First day it has some value, second day a value, third day a value, and so on. And another one is counting the number of cars using a given street every hour. Now if we count the number of cars used in a street every hour, 1 hour this much, second hour this much, third hour this much. Now we can treat it as a discrete time signal. And also the annual sunspot numbers. If we record the annual sunspot numbers, it can be also treated as a discrete time signal. Now you can see the example. This actually annual sunspot numbers from 1717 to 1869, and you can see the values. Every year it has some values. On y-axis there is number of sunspots. On x-axis there is year, that is time. And you can see every year it has some value, but in between it don't have value. One year one values, next year another value, and so on. That's why it is called discrete time signal. Now let us look another signal. You can see this also a discrete time signal. Discrete time signal, you can see that it has values only when n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Also it has some values. And one thing you can note here is, in this signal it has only four values only, but in previous cases you can see it has a number of values. Here also it has large number of values. Here also it has large number of values, but in this case it has only four values. That do remember. Now let us look another classification, that is continuous valued versus discrete valued signals. Continuous valued versus discrete valued signals. You see, a continuous valued signal is a signal takes on all possible values on a finite or infinite range. That is, its value may lie between minus infinity to infinity anywhere, and it takes all values. A signal takes on all possible values. We call it as a continuous valued signal. This continuous valued signal can be continuous time signal or discrete time signal. A continuous valued signal can be a continuous time signal or discrete time signal. And the second is discrete valued signal. A signal takes on values from a finite set of possible values. Now do remember the last figure. In that signal it takes only four values. That's a limit. That's if a signal takes limited number of values from a finite set, we call it as a discrete valued signal. This discrete valued signal can also be continuous time or discrete time. Now we can classify the signals into four categories. One is continuous time, continuous valued signal. Continuous time, continuous valued signal. You can see the figure. Time is continuous and value is also continuous. Continuous time, continuous valued signal. Say the example for such a signal is speech signal. Speech signal is an example. EEG is an example. ECG is an example. All these are analog signals. They are also called analog signals. That is continuous time, continuous valued signals. Speech signal, the noise signal is also an example. Then the second is continuous time discrete valued signal. Continuous time, you can see the signal, the time is continuous but the value is discrete. Here the signal takes only two values, one is 0 and other is A. Only two values, that is, it is discrete value, but the signal has value at all times, that is, it is continuous time. So this is a second category, continuous time discrete valued signal. And the third is discrete time continuous valued signal. Discrete time continuous valued signal. You just look this figure. We have already mentioned this signal earlier. This is a signal x of n equal to 0.8 raised to n. N can take values 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. You can see it is continuous value at for all values of n. it has values. For negative values of n, it has 0 value, and for all other values, it has a value. For n equal to 1, it has value, n equal to 2, it has value. Now it is continuous value, but it is discrete in time. That is, it has value only when time equal to 0, time equal to 1, time equal to 3. It don't have value for time equal to 0.5, time equal to 1.5 or 2.6, etc. So it don't have value. That's why it's a discrete time continuous value signal. And the fourth one is, so you can see another one more example. This is also a discrete time continuous valued signal. This is a signal obtained by sampling the sinusoidal signal. This is also a discrete time continuous valued signal. Time is discrete, value is continuous. And the fourth one is discrete time discrete valued signal. We call it as a digital signal. Do remember that a digital signal is a discrete time discrete valued signal. You can see the signal shown below. X of n can take only 4 values, that is, it is discrete value, and time also it can take only time values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. They don't have the time values in between the integers. That's why it is discrete time, also discrete value. Discrete time discrete value signal is also called digital signal. Now it's very important to understand about the digital signal, because we are discussing digital signal processing. And first of all, we have to know a digital signal is a discrete time signal having a set of discrete values. A discrete time signal having a set of discrete values is called a digital signal. In the next session, we will discuss about how we can convert analog signal to digital signals. The signals originated from the physical devices in nature are analog in nature, but we know that processing signals becomes easy in digital mode. Hence, we have to convert analog signals to digital signals. In the next session, we will discuss analog signal to digital signal conversion. Now let us consolidate. In this session, we have discussed about classification of signals based on time and values. Now we can say that we can classify the signals into 4 categories. One is continuous time, continuous valued signal. It is also called analog signal. Second is continuous time, discrete valued signal. Third is discrete time, continuous valued signal. And fourth is discrete time, discrete valued signal called digital signal. In the next session, we will discuss analog to digital conversion. Thank you all for here.